Zombie apocalypse.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Click Bang here. You can also call me BahBangModz, but from now on I'll be going by Click Bang. This is your boy Click Bang here, and I'm here today to show you my class setups that I like to use on certain game modes such as Search and Destroy, Uplink, there's Safeguard, Domination, Free for All, stuff like that. My favorite game modes. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in here. A lot of my friends have been requesting my class setup, like a class setup video I can put up on YouTube, and a lot of my fans have been asking me as well, so I figured I would put that up there. My first class here I like to use on Search and Destroy. Mainly I like to use it on Safeguard as well to hit feeds. This is basically my secondary sniper setup. I like to use a Locust more than an SVG just because I'm more accurate with it. With the Locust I have like a 2.10 SVG. I have slightly below a 2.0 I believe, but as my primary I have the SVG as a primary. The optic I have as a thermal. I have the suppressor and a rapid fire. The optic really doesn't matter. I just keep it on default. It's up to you. Secondary I have as a Pharaoh. I don't like to run optics or attachments on that, considering I don't have room for it. I don't run lethals or tacticals, but I do run perks. Keep this in mind, I don't run a perk 2. I run a perk 1 if I have to burner. Perk 3 is Blast Suppressor, and perk 3 as well as Dead Silence. I like to run Overkill and perk 3 Greed. Perk 3 Greed allows me to have Dead Silence, and Overkill allows me to have the Pharaoh. On to the next class setup, we have the BO3. This is just a throw together class I just came up with. I've been just trying to level that up, so you can just completely ignore that one if you'd like. The next one here I like to use for meleeing. When I'm completely bored with Search and Destroy and bored with Call of Duty altogether, I like to go on Search and Destroy and just run around with melee weapons. So it really doesn't matter what melee weapon you have, but I chose the Enforcer just because I recently unlocked that. But I do have the lethal as Combat Axe, just in case you miss your melee hits and you just want to take them out quickly with the Combat Axe. I do run Flashbang because I feel like that's the strongest tactical to run, so I put that on there. Perk 1 I have on Afterburner, perk 2 Fast Hands, perk 2 Anti-Up, but I'm going to go ahead and substitute Anti-Up for Tracker just so you know where your enemies are and where they're going to. I also have perk 3 Blast Suppressor and perk 3 Dead Silence. I'm running 2 wild cards, perk 2 Greed and perk 3 Greed. Perk 3 Greed and perk 2 Greed allow me to have these two perks, Tracker and Dead Silence. You can completely ignore what I put as perk 1. It's completely optional, but I like to put on Afterburner because it gets you away from close gunfights because you can just jetpack back. And plus with me, I like to using my jetpack all the time, as a lot of my friends know, so there's that. Alright, my custom Ford class is the M8A7. This is my strongest weapon here. I have like a 3.5 KD with that, and I usually drop between 50 to 100 kills a game just using this class setup. I like to use Elo sight on it, rapid fire, high caliber, and stock. Using these 3 attachments and the optic make the gun overpowered as hell, and we also have the MR6. MR6 you can swap out for any secondary you're choosing, but I'm going to go ahead and swap it out with RK5 since I just recently unlocked that a few levels ago and I completely forgot about it. Perk 1 I have Afterburner, perk 2 Fast Hands, and perk 3 Blast Suppressor. As you can tell, there's a pattern here. I don't run lethals or tacticals, but I do run these 3 standardized perks here. I just love this 3 setup for the perk. I think it's amazing, honestly. It's just a great setup. I mean Afterburner, get away from gunfights, jetpack around. Perk 2 is like Fast Hand, so pretty much resembles Quick Draw to a point, but if you do have Quick Draw on here, it makes you draw the gun even quicker. Perk 3 Blast Suppressor, just because you don't want people seeing you on their radar with you jetpacking all over the place, so I figured I'd throw on Blast Suppressor. And a wild card I have Primary Gunfighter 1, which allows you to have stock. Alright, on to Cousin 5. This is also one of my best guns. It's my best gun KD wise, but I don't have as many kills as the M8 with it. I have 4,000 with the Shiva and around 6,000 with the M8. On the Shiva, it's a 2-shot kill, so it's really overpowered. If you throw Elo sight on it, rapid fire, stock, and high caliber, it will make the gun so overpowered and so much better than M8. I usually use the Shiva on game modes such as Uplink and Domination and Safeguard as well. I don't like running it on free-for-all because free-for-all is a more fast-paced game and people would beat you in gunfights like ridiculously. Secondary, I have the RK5, of course. Perk 1, the same 3 perks as I had before in a previous class setup. Afterburner, Fast Hands, and Blast Suppressor, and I'm running the Wildcard Primary Gunfighter 1, which allows you to have high caliber. Now, this is my first sniper setup that I like to use the most. This is the Locust. I would normally throw on thermal, but if you don't like the thermal, you can throw on any other optic of your choosing. You can throw on recon, BARRACKS, or elo, but I would go ahead and stick with the thermal just because it gives you that upper hand and it gives you the ability to jump shot easier and win gunfights easier pretty much. And I also run 2 attachments, suppressor and rapid fire. I run suppressor because it gives you a little slight advantage. I think if you throw a suppressor on any sniper rifle, it'll make it more accurate and more deadly. I don't know why it is for the sniper rifles, but it just makes it better in my opinion. I also run suppressor on this class because I use this class setup the most on search and destroy, and I like to become some sort of ninja and be silent, I guess, if you want to say. I'm also running rapid fire. My secondary primary is a Pharaoh, no optics or attachments. I have no lethals or tacticals, but for perk 1, I have Afterburner, no perk 2, perk 3, and perk 3 as well. I have Dead Silence and Blast Suppressor. The wild cards I have set up as perk 3 Greed, which allows me to have Dead Silence, and also have Overkill, which allows me to have the Pharaoh. On to the next one, we have Custom 7. This is just another class setup that I just threw together, but if you want to go ahead and look at it, you can. The way I have the attachments on here makes it pretty overpowered. I have high caliber, stock, rapid fire, and extended mag, and the 3 same perks as I used on M8 class and the Shiva. Now I also have the 48 Dredge. As you can see, another pattern here. I like to use like 3, 2, full round burst guns. Those are my favorite to use just because I'm pretty good with them and I have a fast trigger finger. So I have the elo sight on there. I have a suppressor, extended mag, and rapid fire. Just an FYI, the suppressor is completely optional. You can substitute that out for fast mags because it takes forever to reload, or you can substitute it out for stock. As my secondary, I have RK5. The lethals or tacticals, I have neither. Perk 1, I have Afterburner. Perk 2, Fast Hands. Perk 3, Blast Suppressor. And the wild cards, I have Primary Gunfighter 1, which allows you to have Rapid Fire. That one I would normally use on Domination the most. I usually just head glitch and get kills with it mainly. This Can 44 is for objective game modes such as Domination, Kill Confirmed. It's really good for smaller type maps, let's just say. One of the last class setups here, we have the Weevil. This is a class setup I like to use the most on Hardpoint and Free-for-all. The reason I say hardpoint is because on Nuketown, this weapon is slightly overpowered, and there's just so many bullets in a magazine full, and you'll win every gunfight pretty much because you pretty much have unlimited ammo. I have rapid fire on it, suppressor, stock, and extended mag. For my secondary, I don't run one. Lethals or tacticals, I don't run neither. Perk 1, Afterburner, Perk 2, Fast Hands, and Perk 3, Blast Suppressor. I also run 2 wild cards, Primary Gunfighter 1 and Primary Gunfighter 2. On to the next one, I have the Kuda. The Kuda, I use this one on Search and Destroy to rush with. I also do use a Weevil for Search and Destroy, but I use Kuda probably for Search and Destroy the most. I use Rapid Fire, Suppressor, and Stock. Perk 1 as Afterburner, Perk 2 Fast Hands, Perk 3 and another Perk 3 is Blast Suppressor and Dead Silence. I would put on Primary Gunfighter 1, which allows you to have an additional attachment such as Stock. And I also have Perk 3 Greed, which allows you to run Dead Silence. Now, using all these class setups, all 10 or however many you can get, depending on your prestige, out of these class setups, out of the 10, I would probably use the Shiva the most, the M8, and the Locust, just because those are my 3 favorite class setups to use on Call of Duty as a whole, and Black Ops 3 in particular. And if you use those class setups, your KD will boost majorly. Like for instance, I started using the Shiva. I had a, let's say, I think like a 2.5 KD, and ever since I started using the M8 more and the Shiva, my KD went back up to 310, which is pretty damn good for a Prestige Master level 39. But here we go, I'm going to show you my KDs for the weapons. For the M8, I have a little over 6,000 kills. I have a 3.34. The Pharaoh, I have a 2.61. And the Shiva, a 389. Locusts, I also like to use the most. I have a 204. And the Kuda is slightly close to a 3. The Weevil is close to a 3 as well. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more class setups in the future, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will definitely come up with some sort of video to please you guys. If you have any feedback that you want to leave in the comment section below, any suggestions for me to make a video of next, go ahead and please do that. It's greatly appreciated. But anyways, guys, I'll see you around. Thanks for watching the video.
Sean Khalifa, man. Planes in the building. Mr. Spacely, everyone call me, man. Taylor Gang or die. And this project brought to you by champagne and paper planes too. Yeah, Rostrum Records in this bitch. Yeah, Taylor Gang, heavy hustle. Screaming fuck them niggas who hated, I'm money affiliated. Speculating me land, it musta got me mistaken with lame niggas. Know you gon' get high as fuck as long as the plane's with ya.